Hi everyone, this is Maribel. Welcome to Workforce TV. This is another segment of Is HR Prepared? So today's topic is about job classifications and or class specifications. So job classifications influence hiring decisions. They influence salaries, the promotions, training, workforce planning, and organizational structure. But today's workplace looks very different than it did even probably, 5 years ago because technology has changed. Artificial intelligence is changing how work is performed. Well, not, all, but remote and hybrid work have expanded. New responsibilities have emerged. So the question becomes, are our job classifications evolving as quickly as the workforce itself? Now, before we begin, let's define what a job classification is. So, a job classification describes the purpose of a position. It outlines the typical duties, minimum qualifications, the knowledge, skills, abilities, and level of responsibility expected for that role. Now, organizations use these classifications to recruit employees, determine compensation, establish promotional opportunities, and plan workforce needs. So, in many ways, they serve as the foundation of the entire employment process. So, but classifications shouldn't remain unchanged forever, right? Work evolves, technology changes, customer expectations shift, regulations are updated, organizations adopt new systems and new ways of delivering services. So if classifications aren't reviewed periodically, they may no longer accurately reflect how employees actually perform their work. So, what can happen if job classifications become outdated? Organizations may recruit for skills that are no longer essential. Important, new competencies may be overlooked. Employees may perform responsibilities that aren't even reflected in their official descriptions. And training programs may no longer align with actual job expectations. Career pathways may become less effective, and workforce planning decisions may be based on outdated information. So over time, these gaps can affect efficiency, employee development, recruitment, and organizational agility. Organizations may benefit from periodically asking questions like, does this classification still reflect how the work is actually performed today? Have technology or the automation significantly changed the position? Are new skills now required that weren't necessary a few years ago? Do minimum qualifications still align with the current workforce needs? Are there unnecessarily barriers that could unintentionally reduce the applicant pool? So regular review doesn't necessarily mean, changing every classification. It means confirming that each one continues to support today's business needs. And particularly, the most important to review are the physical conditions, the environmental conditions. So those are very, very important to review. And probably a lot of recruiters, who knows if they have proper training and things like that. So anyways, as technology continues to evolve, organizations that regularly evaluate their classifications may be better, positioned to attract qualified talent, support employee development, and prepare for future workforce needs. So, job classification should simply preserve how work was performed yesterday. They should help organizations prepare for how work will be performed tomorrow. Now, when closing today's discussion isn't about changing every classification, and this isn't about criticizing organizations. It's about encouraging organizations to periodically evaluate whether existing classifications continue to reflect the realities of today's workplace. Continuous improvement begins by asking the right questions. So, thank you for joining us and me on Workforce TV. And a lot of people, well, not a lot, but there's some, just on the side note, I don't have a fancy recording studio, so I'm here in my office using my laptop. But the most important is it's not about, like how good the video quality, but for me, my mindset is the kind of information that I'm sharing. So thank you all.